Hello, I'm the Renegade Gamer, and I'm here to give you what I watched E3 or a little some of E3 today, and I saw two conferences. I saw the Xbox conference and the Bethesda conference. I'm gonna try to go over this as fast as I can. There are some games that I'm going to be talking about a little bit more. I may have to split this video up a couple of times because I only got 15 minutes on on this phone for whatever reason. Okay, so Xbox, I'm just going to be blunt outright. I think Xbox played it a little bit too safe this year. Now, they did come out swinging. They showed off 60 games. But none of them were, there were only a few of them that were really, what's the word I'm looking for here? Exemplary, I guess is the word I'm looking for. However, there was no real big giant surprises except for a couple, but these were third-party developments. And those are the games I was really interested in. Now, before I even get started, I'm not an Xbox owner. Okay, I'm a PS4 guy. But one thing you may be like, well, why the hell did you watch Xbox conference? Well, cross-platforming. Since Sony ain't going to be here this year, I figured we might get some views from other, some views from the third-party games. So anyway, here's the games I looked at and ones I thought were interesting. The first game was Obsidian, The Outer Worlds. It looked good. I think that's the first trailer I had seen of it. If there was a trailer prior to it, I didn't know. But yeah, it looked good. It was basically all cinematic, though. Then we had Bleeding Edge, which was done by Ninja Theory. Excuse me. And Ninja Theory, of course, had just been acquired by Xbox. It looked fine. Ori and Will of the Wisp. I'm sorry. It looked good. I mean, there isn't a lot to say. It looked like a platformer to me. It looked fine. Then he had Minecraft Dungeons. Not a lot to talk about there, to be honest with you. If you like Minecraft, there you go. Next game up was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, I had actually watched EA's conference, so I could actually talk about that one a lot more later. But we did get one thing that I didn't see in the EA conference. We got the release date, which is going to be November 15th on that one. That's based for a brief synopsis of what that game is. It looked like Uncharted mixed with Star Wars. A lot of platforming, some very simple puzzle solving. The Force being used to slow down objects and stuff like that, and it looked good. I mean, it was fine. Then we had an interesting one, Blair Witch, which it basically looked. It was a survival horror. They didn't really show much during the conference of it. It was just showed a small trailer. It was actually after a conference. They had a more extended version of the game going on. It looked good. I mean, it was a survival horror game, and it looked generally scary. I don't know if it's coming out on anything else besides Xbox, but if it does come out on PS4, I'd be willing to give it a shot because it looked very interesting. No release date, though, unfortunately. The big one that everybody was happy about that came out was Cyberpunk 2077. I will admit freely, I have an interest in this game, but I know I won't never get to play it. Side note here, two things. Keanu Reeves came out, and apparently he is in the game. And he also came out, and he told us the release date will be April the 16th of next year. So there you go. Next game up was something called Spiritfarer. Not much to say on it. We also had a remake, I guess, of Battletoads. It was Battletoads. I'm figuring it's probably hard as balls. They talked about Game Pass for a while, which include Xbox Gold and everything else. You do have access to 100 different, I think it's at least 100 games on there. And it is going to be accessible to the PC. So if you're a PC player and you're interested in Xbox games, you can get that. at $9.99 a month. However, right now they're also holding a Ultimate Pass, that Ultimate X Pass that for just this week it's like $1. So if you're interested, Xbox also did a flight simulator. It was fine. I mean, if you like flying, there you go. It looked like it might be fun. I'm not into it, but if you are, great. Age of the Empire 2 Definitive Edition. I haven't played Age of the Empire games, so I was like, okay, sure. There are games on here I'm actually legitimately interested in, and I was excited when I saw. But so far, we've only hit 3, I think. So if you're interested in these games, I'm sorry if I'm not giving you the levity you want. I don't have a lot to say about them. Wasteland 3, I didn't play Wasteland 2 or Wasteland 1, so I don't know what the hell to say about it. It's got a third game coming out. There you go. It looked fine from the trailer, just whatever. Psychonauts 2. Now, that was one I was looking forward. I have the original Psychonauts, and it's a game that interests me. And I was surprised to see that Double Take had gotten bought out by Xbox. But I was also more surprised that they did a Psychonauts 2. I thought that was pretty much a dead series. I mean, they only had one game. But no, they're making a second game out of it. So great. Unfortunately, it's only an Xbox. But if you're an Xbox owner, hey, more power to you. But then we had Lego Star Wars. This was kind of an interesting one. Basically, it said all 9 films in one game and new adventure. Basically, it was basically what it said, which makes me think that they're taking all 9 films, mixing them all up, and creating a new Star Wars thing out of it. It looked pretty cool, honestly. It looked like it'd probably be fun. I like the Lego games, even though they have their own problems, but I do like the Lego games. We had a new Dragon Ball Z game. I couldn't really make it out. I think it was either karate or carrot or something like that. I'm not sure what the hell the last name of it was. That's due out on 2020 some point. I'm not a DBZ fan. Not because I don't like the show. I just never got into the show, so it was nothing to me. But I know plenty of people. I got plenty of friends that are into DBZ. So if you're interested, it was a fighting game. It was DBZ. Then we had this one did catch my attention. There was this looked like an indie game called 12 Minutes, where basically it was a thriller Groundhog Day game where a husband and wife were talking, and the husband was telling her everything that was fixing to happen, and then a guy busted in, killed him, and then it started back over, and he started telling again. That's what I mean by Groundhog Day. It looked very interesting. I don't know if it's only on Xbox or not, but if it comes out on PS4, I'll definitely pick it up. It looked interesting to me. What's the next one I got here? Way to the Woods looked like Bambi on steroids. Might be good. I don't know. Bound by Blood was a fucking bizarre trailer. Basically, what you saw was a female head that had like a male heads like pulling out of it every now and then. It was very strange. That's all you saw of the trailer. There was no gameplay, nothing to go from there. A very strange trailer. I was just sitting there, what the fuck am I looking at? Then we had the Gears of War trailer 5. That's due out on 10th of September. They added a new mode to it called Escape Mode. Basically looked like PvP and I don't know, whatever, battle mode or something like that. I'm not into online gaming, okay? So, yeah, that was there. Dying Light 2 was there. It was a zombie game, Like, we don't have enough zombie games out here, but yeah, Dying Light 2. This one here was an interesting one. Forza Horizon 4, the Lego Speed Champion Edition. Basically, this was Forza Horizon 4, but it also had Legos, tracks, Lego cars, and everything else. They were riding all around. It looked very fun. So that launches this week. So something you might be interested in if you're up for it. Then we had a fucking mobile phone game called Gears Pop. It looks stupid. I mean, if you're into mobile phones, there you go. But whatever. State of Decay, Heartland expansion. Not much to talk about there. It was just an expansion of State of Decay. Not really a lot there. Let's see. This next one was a big one for me. We had the massive multiplayer online RPG that's free to play, Phantasy Star 2 Online, which is coming out in 2020. I'm a huge Phantasy Star fan, and I've been wanting a new one for years, so I'm glad we're finally getting that. It looked great. It looked really good, okay? Then we had Crossfire X, which was another massive multi-online player. Comes out in 2020. The next one, I was a real big wondering what was going on with it. Tales of Arise. If you're a Tales of fan, I was really excited. I'm a Tales of fan. I was really excited to see this. Not done in the traditional anime style that it was done in the past. It looks like they're moving forward towards a more Western type of art look. Also, the fight system also kind of appeared more Western in a way. Might be good. I'm hoping it's good. That comes out in 2020 as well. Then we had Borderlands 3, which comes out in September the 13th. Today, you could get a download free of Lilith the Ninth Scion. I think if I got that wrong, I apologize. I haven't played the Borderlands games. I have them. I'm planning on getting through them here soon, but I haven't got through it. But Borderlands 3 did look like fun. It's one I want to pick up. So it did look. It looked really fun to play. Then we had this one. Everybody was thinking it was going to be the Game of Thrones game because it was written by the guy. It was the one done with. Trying to get this guy's name. Oh, this is the From Software game that was correlated with the Game of Thrones writer G or whatever his name is. I forgot, but it was called Elden Ring. To me, it screamed Lord of the Rings meets Skyrim kind of. It didn't interest me at all, but hey. Look a trailer up if you're interested. I have no interest in that. Let's see. Then they basically wasted time talking about xCloud streaming. And then they had the big announcement. Their new console, which is going to be called Project Scarlet. Let's see. It can run games up to 120 frames per second. It'll launch with Halo Infinite. It's pretty powerful. Runs with the cloud all the time. And then they showed Halo Infinite itself, and that was a very good trailer. It was all just pre-rendered cutscenes. But if I had an Xbox, I would buy that because it looked fun. Well, it didn't look fun. It looked interesting. So that's basically the Xbox conference overall. Not the greatest one in the world. It was relying mostly on trailers and pre-rendered cutscenes. There was some gameplay in some of these, but overall, it was just okay. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't good. It was okay. There were a few things in there that I saw that were interesting. If you're an Xbox fan, maybe you didn't care for it, but the presentation of each of these, at least the talking was short. And I think the longest I saw him talk about any of the games was about 5 minutes. So, conference, if I was going to give it a score, I'd probably give it a B. It was okay. Nothing fantastic, but, passable. Anyway, so I'm Renegade Gamer. Y'all take it easy. I'll catch you next time.